Norview High School Leadership Center for Science and Engineering, soon to be graduates. Let me begin by saying that I'm just so proud of you and your accomplishments. When I first arrived at Norview High School, I had very little knowledge of the rigor, the relevance, and the relationships that were created while you were in high school. Although I didn't always say it, I saw what you did. I saw your work. I saw your community service projects. I saw some of you participating in athletics, band, chorus, orchestra, art, all while going through the AP classes, writing the essays, doing the presentations, all those things that have led you to this point. But what I'm probably most proud of is your resiliency. What you did as students, to me, is more than ordinary. And of course, we use the word extraordinary. For you to get to this point, with everything that's been put in front of you, I have to say that I'm proud of you. As a matter of fact, I'm amazed at what you've been able to accomplish. But I want you to remember something. High school is just the door that leads you to your what's next. And for you, regardless of the situation that is going on outside in the real world, it is your potential that allows me to feel safe and secure in what is going to happen in our near future. I see you doing extraordinary things in the workforce. I see you leading in the military. I see you, and I see the next president, the next chemist, the next engineer, the next teacher, the next actor or actress. I see you as an agent for change in what is a bright future for all of us. What you've done again is amazing. I wish you all the best. I congratulate you. I salute you. But most of all, for me, I want to say that I love you. I wish you all the best. And please don't ever forget Norview.
Hey, LCSE pilots. Lincoln and I here just want to congratulate you on making it to the end of your senior year. And we wish you the very best of success in whatever it is that you do going forward. Congratulations.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find, reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it, release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin, no one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in, no one else can speak the words on your lips, drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open, today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten, yeah.
Hi guys. I love you all. I miss you. Hope you and your families are all doing well. I know 2020 isn't exactly what we thought it was going to be, or even remotely close, but I hope you're all holding on and trying to make the best out of what we have. Like this. This is a typical. I'm just making it work, honey. But no, we have to find the light in the dark situations and do what we can to help each other. We've all grown so much over the past 4 years, and I truly think it's prepared us for this. Every all-nighter to finish a project, every time we missed the bus and got fussed out at like 7 o'clock in the morning on the way to school, it was all for a reason. And maybe those things only happen to me, and that's okay. Because now you have to use what you've learned and apply it to the real world. Because it's ours now. It's our turn to figure it out and make it the best that we can. I can do it, and you can do it. And that's because we're doing it together. I love you and hope to see you all very, very soon. I'm not sweating. You're sweating?
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Hey LCSE class of 2020, you did it. Exciting stuff. And to celebrate, I have written a poem, fittingly. Countless miles I've run with you, countless words I've read, your diction, your assertions, your one-sentence essays when you couldn't get out of your own head. We've played intense games of Jenga and Rummy and talked about books. I've watched you swim, win races, and buzz in your answers with hopeful looks. We've laughed, lots of laughter, but I've held you to your best. And in the end, I hope you remember our good times together more than some flawed online test. I will love you forever, your biggest fan, and I promise I'll always be here for you in any way that I can. That last part was really cheesy, but I am so proud of you. It was an inspiration to know you, and please do not forget me when you're famous. Love you.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Dear LCSE class of 2020, I was asked to make a speech that would thank and inspire you guys, so I thought that I would thank each of you individually for something that you've taught me these last 4 years. I hope that these bring back memories, make you laugh, or even fill you with joy. To start, I want to thank Alex for teaching me that there are still some old souls out there. Anaya, thank you for teaching me that making baked goods for people will always put them in a good mood. Brianne, thank you for teaching me to always persevere. Christine, thank you for teaching me to do what's best for me and not others. Colby, thank you for teaching me that young people can actually pull off button-up Hawaiian shirts. Deshawn, thank you for teaching me that any class can be fun with the right person. Dawson, thank you for teaching me that there's never an inappropriate time for a jam session. Hannah, thank you for teaching me that there's lots of attractive people in Australia. Ivan, thank you for teaching me how to put my pride to the side in order to help out my friends. Jay, thank you for teaching me that I can make aesthetically pleasing food if I tried. Johnny, thank you for teaching me that it's possible to sleep in class and still be able to pass. Kayla, thank you for teaching me to always speak up for what I believe in. Caitlin, thank you for teaching me that it pays off to be nice to people. Kylie, thank you for teaching me how to use my time wisely and not procrastinate. I'll be honest though, I'm still working on that one. Leona, thank you for teaching me that I can bring a whole box of Cheez-Its to school and not be judged. Lachlan, thank you for teaching me that dreams are never too big. Makai, thank you for teaching me that to not be afraid to dance in front of other people. Maddie, thank you for teaching me that avocados aren't that bad. Michael, thank you for teaching me that people can actually have a way with words. Malaya, thank you for teaching me that one joke a day keeps the sadness away. Miles, thank you for teaching me how to be a good friend. Nia, thank you for teaching me that laughter is truly the best medicine. And Rhiannon, thank you for teaching me to be humble. Lastly, Miss Arroyo, thank you for everything that you have taught me. No words can ever describe that. I want to thank you for everything that you've provided for me and other LCSE students. I don't think any of us would be where we are today without you. When we came to this program, everyone said that LCSE was like a family. And I can sit here and tell you right now that I truly believe that we all are like a family to one another. We've all made connections with each other, and we've seen each other grow throughout the years, and we've made the most amazing memories that we can ever have. I'm so proud of all of us and how much we've grown through these years. I wish the absolute best upon all of you, and I hope that none of us ever forget these memories. So thank you. Thank you for everything.
Hi, my name is Miles Noel, and to preface this, I was given the honor to give my class of 2020 their graduation speech. And when I first started making drafts of my graduation speech, I made 3 drafts, and the first draft, I felt inspired one night. I believe it was around the time when the video of Ahmaud Arbery's murder came out. And I wanted to talk about the issue of racism in America. And I wanted to talk about how racism wasn't magically solved with the 13th Amendment, nor was it magically solved with the Civil Rights Act. Instead, it's been an issue that's still going on to this day. And I read my speech, and I just didn't feel confident about it, because here I am, an 18-year-old boy. Who am I to speak on this issue? And plus, I didn't think my classmates really wanted to hear this. I mean, we have a virtual graduation. This is not what they expected their senior year to be, so I decided to scrap it. I made that speech a few weeks ago, but I didn't know that would be so relevant to today. And I felt if I had the opportunity to speak on this issue, it would be an injustice for me to stay silent and not address the elephants in this room. This elephant has been around for 400 years, yet it has been diminished into a mouse by years of oppression and the suppression of our voices. About 100,000 people have lost their lives to the novel COVID-19 virus, and this has been after a few months. However, I'm here to tell you that today there has been another rampant pandemic across the United States that's been going on for 400 plus years: racism. And billions of individuals have lost their lives because of this pandemic. There's this quote that I fell in love with last summer, and it's a quote by Malcolm X, and I feel like it puts the state of this country into words perfectly. He said, "If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. If you pull it all the way out, that's still not progress. Progress is healing the wound that the blow made. And they haven't even pulled the knife, much less healed the wound. They won't even admit that the knife is there." And when he's saying they, he's talking about America, those in charge, those in power, the majority. America has suffered from a festering wound that was made in 1619 when the first slaves came over to America. This knife was left into the backs of the minorities of America, yet we walk around like there's nothing wrong. Racism has been a systemic issue in America for centuries. And in fact, the founding of this country's government was when this issue was first brought up. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence wasn't made with minorities and of race and gender in mind. Instead, the rights gifted from those documents were exclusive to rich white male landowners. So how can we thrive in a country that didn't want us to thrive in the first place? How can we thrive in a country that forgot about us in its birth? We've tried almost every remedy. We've tried peaceful protests, but when we tried kneeling, we're called unpatriotic. When we tried to peacefully march, we're met with tear gas and rubber bullets. But when the protesters in Michigan marched armed with assault rifles for their right for a haircut, they aren't met with the same use of force. There's just a disparity in the energy or the reactions to these issues. This demonstrates the stronghold that systemic racism has on America. No longer do we see signs of whites only everywhere. Instead, we are punished for fighting for our right to live. Racism in America hasn't gotten better from the 1950s and before. Instead, it's just evolved into different forms where it's almost gotten imperceptible to the masses. But I'm glad to say that today, these issues will not go ignored. This isn't the first time we've tried to fight the injustices we felt in America. There was the abolitionist movement, the civil rights movement, and the Black Lives Matter movement. But I feel that the resurgence of these movements today will be the strongest one yet. There's a point when enough has been enough, and we've certainly made it past that point. Right now, there are many things we can do to fight against the racism in America. We can protest, sign petitions, make donations. But I'm here today to offer another choice, to educate, to start a conversation. Like I said before, the injustices seen in America today has evolved from 50 years ago so that it went hidden for many years. But by bringing this to everyone's attention, there is no way that systemic racism in America will go unnoticed. Therefore, I challenge each and every one of you all to talk about these issues that you see. Do not stay silent, because that only perpetuates systemic racism that threatens not only our Black brothers and sisters' lives, but everyone's lives. If you didn't realize already, I'm Black. I'm a Black man in America. And in this country, that fact carries a lot of weight behind it. It means that I'm not safe to live in peace in this country, and because of that, I have to protect myself. But I do not and will not use guns or knives or my fists or any other weapons like that to protect myself. Instead, I choose to use what I think is the strongest weapon of them all, an educated mind. From this day on, I vow to never let anyone or anything keep me from pursuing my God-given right to be educated, nor will I let anything keep me from educating others, because that is how we can fight this pandemic. I'm glad to see my peers, my friends, my family talking about this issue. I'm glad to see everyone speaking up about this issue, because enough has been enough. So I hope that with this, you keep this in mind and make it your mission to educate others. Start the conversation. This is what needs to be done now, because as Malcolm X also said, if not now, then when? If not me, then who? So, like you hear from those commercials or whatever, pass it on. Thank you for listening.
I could have this moment for life, for life, for life. 'Cause in this moment I just feel so alive, alive, alive. I wish that I could have this moment for life, for life, for life. This is my moment, I just feel so alive.
Hello, all. This is your beloved Mr. Smith. I understand that these are difficult times for most of you right now. I hope all is well despite that. I think one of the most difficult things for you to deal with right now is understanding how graduation is going to work. The feeling of having to leave school early, not being able to see your friends, and feeling somewhat alone. I'd like to find some kind of advice to give to you, and it's difficult for me, but if I were to give you one piece of advice, this would be it. Yes, suck it up, buttercup. I've been teaching for 16 years, and I thought the most difficult thing was teaching stuff I'm passionate about to students that don't care, but no, In fact, the most difficult thing is dealing with senioritis. This is the disease that happens at the second semester when seniors absolutely do not want to be here. It's happened every year that I've ever taught, and it's happened every year prior. First semester goes well, everything's okay. As second semester hits, seniors just absolutely do all they can just to care. Every comment is, why do I have to be here? Can't I just go home? Can't I just graduate? Can't I just move on to college? What does this even matter? Why do I need math? It's very difficult to teach a person with a 3.6 average calculus and turn around and see this. It's very painful. Now, it's not new to this year. It's happened ever since the history of schools, and it continues to this day. Every student that's ever graduated that had senioritis, that had to fight through every single thing they had to go through second semester, had to deal with every single teacher, every single parent complaint, right now is looking at you like, damn you. Damn you for being able to skip that horrific period of your life and almost not have to do a whole lot of work. Richard G.H. says, if you don't try on anything, you can't fail. It takes backbone to lead the life you want. Now, this year, if you don't try at anything, you can't fail takes on a whole different meaning, I think. I know your image of college looks a lot like this and looks a lot like this. And we've done our best to train you guys to get you prepared for the next level. We've tried to teach you how to be resilient, to have great work ethics, ask questions, study, put a lot of work in. The one thing that we could not prepare you for that's in your future and has me a lot kind of worried is this. This will inevitably be in your future, and you just have to do your best to rise above it and get through it. As you walk down this path of life and you start to carve out the ways that you want to change the world, make sure that you leave a bread trail back to Norview High School so that you can tell us all the great things that you've done. We all love you, we miss you, and we wish the best for you.
Hello, my name is Deshaun Wilson, and I am a graduating senior of Norview High School in the LCSE program. When I initially was informed about the closing of school for the rest of the year, I won't lie, I walked on the track of Norview High School and I cried. With an outdoor season taken away, the time left with friends before college stripped, and most importantly, a life of quarantine looming ahead, I was left two options: to lay on the ground where life left me, or get up and fight. For those that do know me, it takes an army to keep me down, and the same goes for each and every one of you. I know, just like me, you face thoughts of depression, waves of sadness, and a lack of direction. What am I supposed to do in quarantine? Why is my senior year being taken away? It took me until today to finally realize the answer to these questions. God puts his toughest soldiers through the hardest battles. I don't know what class would be able to handle a senior year without prom, graduation, and the last 4 months of the school year besides the class of 2020. No other class has experienced this much turmoil, and I promise no other class will be as strong as this one. Keep your heads up day in and day out, and take this time to relax and reflect. All the hard work we've endured, all the sleepless nights, and all the tears shed from missing assignments. On average, a senior class takes a senior skip day. We must be extraordinary to get a whole semester. I know things seem rough, and I know right now there's disappointment spreading faster than the virus for every senior across the nation. But do not give up. Do not give up, and most importantly, do not give up. Write that book you've always wanted to. Make that song your vocals have been begging you to do. Start that business your bank account has been persuading you to. Take this time to be a better version of yourself. The way I look at it, pressure either bust pipes or make diamonds, and we've been shining since freshman year. I pray this motivates you. When you were a freshman, you begged to be a sophomore. When you were a sophomore, you wanted to be a junior. And as a junior, senior year couldn't come fast enough. You've worked way too hard, way too long, and way too good to let a mere bump in the road dictate your senior year. Who needs prom when you have your family? Who needs a graduation when your peers celebrate your success day in and day out? To the class of 2020, if there was ever a group of students that can make the most out of this situation, it's us. In a time of darkness, let us be the light. In a time of sadness, let us be the happiness. Most importantly, in a time of uncertainty, let us be the guiding light. Besides, we don't have 2020 vision for nothing. I love you all.
Okay, class of 2020. So you made it all the way through a quarantine, through craziness, and through you all reminding each other what's important. You know, when I think about setting you guys off into the world, I think about the things that we hoped to teach you. Yeah, you got a lot of academic stuff. You're each prepared for whatever post-secondary choices you've made. But most important, I hope we've taught you the power of connection. I hope we've taught you how important it is to collaborate versus compete. And I hope more than anything that you guys have learned a tremendous amount of gratitude. I know that I speak for all your teachers and your administration when I say that we are so grateful to you. You all are a special group. You've always been a special group. You challenge us, you make us laugh, sometimes you make us crazy, sometimes you make us proud, actually most of the time. I can foresee just wonderful things from each of you. Parents, you should be so proud, and I know you are. And we're always here for you, back in Norfolk. When you need us, you can call, you can help us help you, you can ask us for advice, and you can give back. So never forget where you came from. Love you. Happy graduation.